listeners. Today, this is a special program going out live to TVAAfrica and a very selective audience of dedicated vision carriers who are going to take Christian broadcasting forward together. The phone lines are open and we're taking calls today on the future of delivering God's message. And I see lines are lighting up already. Hello, welcome to the TVAAfrica show. Tell us your thoughts.
Hi Danny, I was reading Romans 12 today, and it says, "For as we have many members in one body, but all the members do not have the same function. So we are one body in Christ and individually members of one another." That's what this is all about, isn't it?
You've got it. It's our diversity that makes us strong, and also the fact that we range far across the world, reaching different cultures, places, environments, but each with the same message of Jesus Christ. The book of Romans goes on to say, having gifts that differ, let us use them. This is what we've got to embrace. We've got another caller now. Go ahead, caller.
Hi, Danny. We know all about the objective to touch 1 billion, and we obviously understand that we need to use media to enable Christians to witness to their friends and neighbours. But is this just too big a task? I mean, after all, no offence, but you're just a small radio station in Birmingham.
You're right. If you look at each of us individually, what are we? We're just buildings and people, chatting to other people, making a few connections. But look at what God has given us, the global sensation that is the internet. Do you know, as recent as the mid-90s, no one was interested in the web. There was nothing on it. No one could see the point of it. It's strange, isn't it? Most things are invented because of a need, but no one needed the internet. We'd never had it, and in reality, we couldn't really see what we'd do with it. That's how we know that this gift, the knowledge of this global means of communication came straight from the hand of God. The battle is not just in the air, it's on the air, online, all the time. This is the future of broadcasting. You can see me, you can listen to me, but at the same time, you can look at the images on the screen around me. You can log into live chat to leave a message for me or leave your opinions. It's as easy to share the media. A click of a button can launch a video to thousands of your friends on Facebook. This is what it means to be viral, to create a world where sharing is simplicity itself. Now, clearly, this is a part of the future of The Voice Asia, just as each of us is developing a future state. And in this future state, there is no such thing as a listener or a viewer. You become a participant without even realizing it. There are so many opportunities to share that the passive environment no longer means doing nothing. Now it means to share or to pass it on. So we've got to understand the culture of what's in it for me. Why should people share what we give them? Well, with a mix of clever media, humor, thought-provoking concepts and aspects of the world that may be normally hidden, we can create something that people want to share. It builds their Facebook following, feeds their tweets, gives them content for their own sites and channels. That in turn encourages feedback from their friends and followers too. So here, the future Voice Asia, you'd be listening online, but also be able to allow your interest to wander to media. Now this has always been a difficult concept. Why would we want people to listen and give them lots of other distractions at the same time? This is because we have watched the world and seen how technology has split attention. Now you might be watching TV whilst texting on your phone and browsing your Facebook page on your laptop. We need to emulate this environment and give the same distraction modules as we broadcast. So, as you're listening, your attention might get drawn to a little video clip. It looks interesting. It's got a picture that makes you wonder what it might be all about. In fact, this clip shows where we began, shortwave radio that had the impact of throwing a pebble into the water, and the waves spread far and wide. Hey Danny, push the button. I can't reach it from here.
Pakistan via shortwave radio, and we broadcast worldwide via the internet. We could never know how many listeners we have. The net casts far and wide with small battery-operated wireless radios in remote towns and villages throughout the Indian subcontinent. But we get a fantastic indication of how widely our broadcast is affecting the world by the amount of listeners who get in touch with us by either phone, letter or email. Dedicated team of 25 staff who man our call centre 24 hours a day in Ludhiana, as well as 4 full-time broadcast assistants in the UK. We promote the Voice Asia as Aapka Dost, Aapke Saath, a friend by your side. We have to honour this commitment by ensuring that there is always an answer to a call, a response to an email or letter. We are there to encourage, reassure, support, entertain, pray, and most of all, maintain a continuous connection with the gospel.
Oh, that was quick. You're back. This year is our 10th anniversary of broadcasting, and we've never forgot how it all began and the huge impact that shortwave has made. So much so that we needed to put outreach in place to start to deal with the repercussion on the ground. People wanted more, and not just on a wireless. They wanted to participate, to ask questions, to have a deeper understanding. So the TVA Outreach Ministry was born. It was like throwing a second pebble out into the center of a huge lake just to see how far those waves would travel. We could never have dreamed of what would happen. Hey Danny, click the video on the left corner. You're gonna love this. It's amazing. Come on, hurry up.
On 20th of August 2008, we began distributing prayer handkerchiefs that have been soaked in oil and carry a blessing of healing and comfort over them. From our CBC South Asia building, they were carefully wrapped and began a journey that would transform so many lives in such an incredible way. To date, over 16,000 hankies have been distributed in India, Pakistan, Germany and in the UK. The handkerchief ministry is based on Acts 19 verse 12. When handkerchiefs or aprons that had merely touched the skin were placed on sick people, they were healed of their diseases and evil spirits were expelled. In fields, on mountainsides, at the side of the road, the message of the Voice Asia can reach them, can be where they are, can sit where they sit, a friend by their side. And just for good measure, we've got a natural phenomenon not seen on such a scale as this for over 60 years. Snow has not fallen on this region since the As our team journeyed deep into the Himalayas, the settling snowflakes smoothed the sharp edges of rocks and lay a blanket of wonder across the entire landscape.
Well, this is the way to Dharamshala, McLeodganj. Now we are at the height of 4,500, and this is certainly too much snow for this time. This year, after 60 years, there's been a heavy snowfall. There's never been like that. And as such, it's a time to see. It's a time to reach out to people because they're stuck. It's a time to reach out to them with the gospel. So we're here.
Journeys are sometimes dangerous, always long. There is little comfort on the broken roads, but this somehow just adds to the sense of awe as lives are transformed. As the gospel spreads across India, the team receives many requests for water baptism. Many people of all ages and backgrounds are keen to make a public declaration of their faith through baptism. We are baptizing approximately 300 people each month in rivers and pools throughout the nation. The world cannot hold back the message.
I'm joined by a guest in the studio, Pastor Peter, or should I say future Pastor Peter, because we don't actually exist yet. Do you know that?
Well, I've always been worried about you, Danny, in that respect. And to be honest with you, when I woke up this morning, I felt very faint. So perhaps that's what was wrong with me as well. But we want to welcome everybody to the future Voice Asia.
Do you know, the most amazing part of the video was when the snow started to fall. Wasn't it wonderful?
It was fantastic. And I love that. Because if God was making a video, he'd have all that sort of stuff going on. So come on, tell me more.
Look at the hanky ministry. Can you believe what God can do with a square piece of cloth?
It's amazing. Could you imagine what would happen if all our brothers and sisters picked up this idea and used it with their own listeners and viewers, how that could impact Africa, Russia, Ukraine, Indonesia, China, the Arabic and Spanish-speaking world, Wales and everywhere? Wouldn't that be amazing?
Absolutely amazing. Peter, this is the future. We can do anything here. If I press this button right here now, every one of our listeners, you know what? They'll find a hanky underneath their seats.
Wow. How did you do that?
Peter, I told you, this is the future. We can do anything here.
In that case, pick up your hanky from under your seat. It has our prayer upon it. You will be mightily blessed by God in your online and on-air ministries. Never forget, the battle is in the air.
Pastor, we've only just started, but before we get on to all the new gadgets, there's still more on this story that I need to explain.
Oh, come on then. Let's hear it.
You know, just reaching across thousands of miles, communicating the gospel and actually getting out there and talking to real people, affecting those lives one by one, impacted on us as a team more than you can imagine. And the momentum just grew and grew, so much so that we now had people who were becoming pastors, taking the message out there on our behalf. Do you know, this really impacted on me personally, that this was the whole basis of Yes He Is. The heart of it is to give Christians the tools to witness to their own families, friends and neighbors. Although these guys took it quite a bit further, in fact, quite a long way, further all the way to the Himalayas. Hey Danny, click another video for us.
Wow, this is amazing, this is.
A blind potter, an ex-army gunman, a simple labourer who toiled in the fields. These are just 3 examples of ordinary people who listened to the Voice Asia, were transformed by the Holy Spirit and changed their lives forever.
सभी भाई बहनों को जय मसीह। मेरा नाम डॉक्टर है और मैं WS कॉलोनी सेक्टर 32 रहने वाला हूँ और मैं परमेश्वर की सेवा 99 में शुरू की और उसके बीच में मेरे साथ मेरी शादी हो गई और शादी के बाद एक बेटा हुआ और बेटा स्नेह से मैं 10 दिन रहा, उसके बाद एक्सपायर हो गया। उसके बाद मेरे दिल में बहुत दुख हुआ। मैं परमेश्वर से बात करने लगा कि प्रभु, एक प्रार्थना करने वाले के साथ इतना दुख होता है। तो मैं दुखों में चला गया, तो बहुत सोचने लगा। अपनी बाइबल स्टडी भी रुटीन मैं सही ढंग से नहीं कर रहा था। उसके बाद परमेश्वर से मैं बातचीत करता रहा मानी और भी भाई बहनों और सलाम। एरिएश्वर कितना बड़ा है, वो ऐसा एरिया है जहाँ के यूपी बिहार के लोग जुड़े हुए हैं और बहुत ना समझ लोग भी हैं, मगर परमेश्वर उनसे प्यार करता है। और आज मैं वॉइस एशिया का धन्यवाद करता हूँ कि उनके द्वारा वो सेवा आगे बढ़ रही है और परमेश्वर हमारे द्वारा उस सेवा को और वॉइस एशिया को बहुत सारे जो उनको समझ दी उसी के द्वारा वो सेवा आगे
ਘਰਵਾਲੀ ਸੀ ਉਹਦੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸੀ 9ਵੇਂ ਮਹੀਨੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮਰ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕਿਸੇ ਰੱਬ ਦੇ ਦਾਸ ਨੇ ਟੀਵੀ ਵਾਲਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਤੇ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਂਦਾ ਕਿ ਟੀਵੀ ਵਾਲਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਪ੍ਰਾਰਥਨਾ ਕੀਤੀ ਤੇ ਪਰਮੇਸ਼ਰ ਨੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਚਮਤਕਾਰ ਕੀਤਾ। ਅੱਜ ਉਹਦੇ ਇੱਕ ਬੇਟੀ ਆ ਔਰ ਇੱਕ ਬੇਟਾ ਹੈ ਔਰ ਪਰਮੇਸ਼ਰ ਨੇ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਉਹ ਬੱਚੇ ਨੂੰ ਜਿੰਦਾ ਦਿੱਤੇ ਤੇ ਖੁਦਾ ਦਾ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਖਿਆਲਪੁਰੇ ਚਰਚ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ मैं एक पास्टर के रूप में सेवा कर रहा परमेश्वर का धन्यवाद। आमीन। सारे भैन भरावां नूं जय मसीह जी। मेरा नाम विरेंद्र कुमार है, मैं हिंदू परिवार विचों हाँ। मैं परमेश्वर का बड़ा धन्यवाद करता हाँ कि मैं परमेश्वर के कामां दे विच इस्तेमाल होया हाँ। मैं TVC चर्च दे विच मेरा नाम वाजपेयी है, मैं पिंड जिला का रहने वाला हूँ। मैं सत परिवार ਵਿੱਚ रहा मैं उसने दसिया कि परमेश्वर ने दास ने प्रार्थना की कि वो लड़का ठीक हो गया। मैं उसकी गल से गौर नहीं किया। एक जाना बहुत बड़ी मीटिंग साढ़े पिंड हुई तो उसने मैंने फिर दसिया कि वो जरूर उस मीटिंग में आ कि प्रभु तेन चंगा करेगा। हालेलुया। मेरा पिंड आने वाले जिला मानसा पंजाब रहने वाले हैं और मेरा मसीह के आना इस तरीके से होया कि मैं दुनिया खतरना गया और मेरा खाना किसी इलाज नहीं हुआ। सभी डॉक्टरों ने दिखाया तो सब डॉक्टर जवाब दे गए इस मेरे मेरा किसी भी इलाज नहीं होया और 5.5 महीने तक मेरा ना रहा। उसके बाद एक मेरा घर भाई है डॉक्टर मुसलमान है, मेरे कोले का और उसके कोल गया मैं उन्हें कहा था कि मेरे बच्चे ने पाल उन्हें कहा कि मेरे मेरे इतना तो नहीं हो गया। मैं क्या विधा मैंने को दिखता नहीं है और मेरा कोई इलाज नहीं है और मेरे सारे अमेरिका का फोन किए इलाज हो गया सारा पर वो भी देखा कि कोई इलाज नहीं।
Well, as you know, Pastor, we're preparing the ground for the future. We know that we can build on the impact of shortwave radio. The online environment will be the ultimate broadcasting method, but there's no point us making all this great stuff if half of our audience can't get to it.
Well, of course, that would be a problem. So what would you do?
We know that the world governments are investing heavily in making the online environment accessible to everyone.
That's true, they are. And the UK government have been running Race Online to get 1 million more people on the web.
And the same is happening in India. A basic tablet PC has been launched that for the first time makes the web accessible to a people that would never have been able to afford a computer or internet access.
Well, that's great. So it's all sorted then?
No, that's not enough for us. It still means that some people are excluded. The price is small, but even a small price is too much for some.
I see, and we can't make money a barrier to receiving the gospel. Absolutely not.
Right, so we did something that would mean anyone could have access to the internet and in turn our broadcast.
Oh, I can't wait to see it.
Well, if Danny is paying attention, he can click on the other video and we can see the Save Us Centre Internet Missionary Groups.
And if he's not, then Peter, give him a nudge, will you?
Came to save you. Yeah.
The biggest challenge we faced at the Voice Asia was to ensure that our service was accessible to as many as possible. But some form of technology must exist for this to happen, be it the computer, for the internet, or radio to receive shortwave.
Came to save you. Came to save you. Came to save you. Came to save you.
Even as basic as a radio is a financial impossibility. At the Voice Asia, each challenge is just a new opportunity to develop a connection. We have opened 10 centres called server centres that provide free access to our broadcasts to anyone who wants to come along. For people to share, pray and receive support from the teams.
Came to save you. Came to save you. Yeah. Came to save you. Came to save you.
Wow. So there's absolutely nothing going to stop us getting the message out there.
Well, that's right. We're building all the content media, the new environment. This is a whole new way of thinking, of presenting. We're taking the best of everything, looking at how we can utilize this new way of broadcasting and how we can add value to it. This changes everything. This environment that we're currently sitting in is just to demonstrate the interactivity levels. Our new virtual studio is something completely out of this world, whereas people listen, watch, and enjoy the Voice Asia as they become participants. They're vital. We are few. We can't reach 1 billion on our own, but with their help, just watch the counter rocket. Together, we have the largest actively working, openly promoting, constantly speaking, always praising Christian organization the world has ever known. Together, we will reach more people in more places, in more stages of their Christian walk than anyone ever in all time. Together, we are a constant companion, a listening ear, a voice of comfort, words of wisdom, a prayer for the sick, a joyful sound of praise, a story and emotion. We carry the same message in thousands of different voices. While some sleep, others are awake as the sun rises in a new country. So the baton is transferred to the light and the message continues. We believe that today, as we merge together, each of us a distinct part of this huge body that Christ has brought together in this, the age of information. We always knew the battle would be fought in the air. Did we ever realize it would be on the air, in cyberspace, online? Jesus implored the disciples to go. We can impact people who cannot hear with pictures, those that cannot read with video. The ability to read or write or hear or see cannot and will not be a barrier to the gospel, to the message of Jesus Christ, because we have every method, every means, and every media through which we can reach everybody. We are unbelievably excited about what this means for us at the Voice Asia and for you all as our brothers and sisters in this extraordinary new body called Yes, He Is. One more video, Danny boy, and then back to you. We've spanned the globe, lifted into cyberspace, and now we're going on a quick tour of the plans for 2012. Push the button, boy. We add to our 2 existing churches in Dialpur and Hebawal, a 3rd church in Sidma Gate. We also have a church without walls in the slum area of Jamalpur. The plan is, as we move forward, is to set up more churches in our target areas and also in slum areas. Every year we go out across India and the UK with the Voice Asia roadshows, impacting more lives, spreading the word wider across South Asia and the United Kingdom. Our United Kingdom roadshow is now incidentally the largest Hindi-speaking Christian conference in Europe. We are planning to hold the first ever TVA Awards night for the British Asian music industry. And of course, our biggest challenge and our greatest opportunity is joining with you all in the body of Yes He Is. We are working on the development of our most ambitious project yet. We are developing a media portal that will support, promote and engage with our communities as listeners, viewers, readers and tweeters. A portal that meets them where they are and provides a browsing experience like no other. A portal that will entertain and educate. A place that people will visit just for the novelty, but will remain as they become a part of our world. If Yes He Is the body, we are the voice. And we plan to use it to shout from the endlessness of cyberspace the gospel of Jesus Christ.
So, from somewhere in cyberspace, this is Danny and Peter.
Little and large, switching off from the future. Voice Asia. See you all in a few months.